Big Disney news this week. A V.I. Passholder lounge is coming to the former Restaurant Marrakesh space in EPCOT. Disneyland is honoring Leota Toombs and her daughter Kim Irvine with a new Main Street U.S.A. window. And in 2026, Disney resort guests are getting free water park access on check-in day. But tonight, we're heading into Hollywood Studios after dark. Moonlight Magic sounds like a dream. Free snacks, shorter waits, exclusive access. What could possibly go wrong? This week, we're breaking down the April 22nd DVC Moonlight Magic event. What Disney promises, what actually happens, and whether this free perk is worth fighting the virtual queue for. This is episode 252 of the Mickey File Podcast, and it's time to see if Moonlight Magic lives up to its name.
This episode's brought to you by Royal Escapes Travel Company. Karen can help you plan your next Disney trip or cruise. Welcome to the Mickey File Podcast. I'm Scott. With me, as always, is my lovely wife, Karen.
Hello, everybody.
Episode 252. Yay.
Woo! Woohoo!
Moonlight Magic.
Moonlight Magic.
It was my first time doing it at Hollywood Studios.
Well, actually, it was all of ours first time doing it at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah, because that's been my white whale. We had it before shutdown happened.
Yeah, well,
I had two Moonlight Magics lined up,
ago.
And then I've not been able to get it since then, and I finally got it.
Yeah, we've done Epcot. We've done Animal Kingdom 100 times.
We've done Magic Kingdom once.
I don't think I've ever done Magic Kingdom.
We did. It was just before shutdown.
No, those don't count. They don't count. I mean, it was all different back then.
It was different back then.
But yeah, Moonlight Magic at Hollywood Studios.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk about it.
We will. We'll discuss.
For a couple reasons. I mean, one is, you've got to be a, whatever they call it now, we just still call a blue card.
It's direct owner.
Yeah, but the membership magic.
Membership magic. You
That's
have to
what it
meet
is.
the thresholds for membership magic. Yes.
Is it worth it?
Right.
We'll talk about it.
We will discuss that.
But first, I think we've got some news.
We do. Passholder Lounge is returning on May 1st to Restaurant Marrakesh in the Moroccan Pavilion for V.I. Passholder Summer Days. It's going to be open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's going to have complimentary snacks, water, Moroccan mint tea, and there's going to be a Disney PhotoPass animated magic shot inside of there. Obviously, it's on a first-come, first-served basis.
Right.
But it's nice and air-conditioned in there.
It's a nice place. I don't understand why it's empty,
I don't either.
why it's still empty.
I don't either. It's a beautiful restaurant.
It is.
Yeah.
And I remember it being good. I remember eating couscous there one time
Yeah.
and being so excited because it was couscous. And then we found out what it was and we were like, okay.
I never ate there. So
I can tell you when I did. I was still in high school working at Busch Gardens at the Jungle Cruise. Or as we called it, the boat ride.
the boat ride. Okay.
Yeah, there were 4 of us that got Disney annual passes and we would go like once a month together.
Nice.
So
That was a long time ago.
it was before I went back to train. So maybe 88.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 88. But yeah, I had couscous.
Yeah, I had couscous. But the lounge is nice and the way they have it set up because they have coffee and water and tea, the mint tea.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like I know earlier they had like little crafts things. They're probably not going to have that this time, but it was really nice.
Yeah, I think that was for the Florida Blue deal.
Yeah.
But instead they're going to have a unique Disney PhotoPass TM Animated magic shot.
TM.
Come on. It's trademarked.
Oh, of course it is. Of course it is.
You know what's not trademarked? Serenity Bay.
Yeah.
Good night. Everybody's got a Serenity Bay.
Yeah, they do.
Serenity now. It's still shocking to me that Serenity Bay is such a big part of Discovery Cove.
I know.
And it's okay.
It is okay. It really was surprising. Yes.
But I digress.
Yes. But I enjoy that lounge, especially during the summer.
Yeah. And I mean, it's probably the worst kept secret ever because you had to assume they were going to have one. And if they were, you knew where it was going to be because it's
the only place it can be.
The only place on property it can be.
Right.
There is not a similar space anywhere else.
No.
No. You know where would have been cool for it? Aunt Polly's, but it's currently a big dirt pile across from Big Thunder Mountain.
Very true.
By the way.
By the way, what?
So officially, as we are like 6 days away from opening, there are no previews for
what?
Big Thunder.
What?
But they were letting Frontierland cast members ride it during the week. Actually giving you an assignment to go ride it.
And did you get to do that?
No, they didn't do it on Friday. So I missed out. Saturday, whatever day I work.
Saturday.
But that's okay. Because we're going to ride it Sunday.
We are.
At least once.
But did you talk to anybody who rode it?
I did.
And?
You're going to get some really good looks at the construction.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I thought they said they were putting up some other walls or something.
Maybe they are, but they'd have to be 30-foot walls. It'd have to be like the vinyl over Haunted Mansion. I mean, it would have to be that kind of thing to keep you. And maybe they are. Maybe that's what they're doing this week.
Yeah.
But, yeah, lots of my friends have had Big Thunder shifts.
Okay.
They are working full shifts.
Oh, wow.
Open to close.
Wow.
Or close.
Yeah.
I think they closed at 8:00 Saturday.
Okay.
This past Saturday. But apparently the rest of the week they had been, definitely on Friday they were open until at least 10:00.
And then just running them? Is that what they're doing? Or?
Yeah, people are learning how to run it.
Okay. Right.
I mean, it's testing, but it's also training.
Right.
It is a new ride.
Yes.
Kind of.
Well, it's different than it was. So, yeah. Different track, different everything.
Yeah. So, 6 more days.
I know.
We will be there opening day for it.
We will be. Excited.
I heard no photo pass, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I just can't comprehend not putting one in. But that's just me. When you spent all that time, why would you not?
Well, I was told an answer, but I don't know if I can share it. All right, next.
The Main Street window in Disneyland has been installed for Leota Toombs and her daughter, Kim Irvine. I guess I forgot to take out that other part.
Oh, I guess you did.
Yeah.
So it's very cool. It's a 2-person window. I think that's the first one.
Yes, first 2-person window. It's located above Crystal Arts. If you click on the link, it actually says what's on it. It's really pretty cool.
So it says Crystal Ball Glass Company. Mm-hmm. So that's a good place for it to be over Crystal Arts.
Right. It's a beautiful window.
And then it's got Leota Toombs and Kim Irvine, their names inside of
crystal balls. Right.
And then there's these banners around it that say summoning the spirits of creativities on windows, doors, and regions beyond. Artists, glaziers, design mediums. Go.
Yeah.
And it is right over the Crystal Arts sign.
Yes.
You know something funny?
What?
We spent quite a bit of time on Main Street.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember seeing Crystal Arts. Now, granted, it looks like the storefront is like 10 feet.
Right. It is very small.
I don't remember seeing Crystal Arts.
I'm
assuming it's
in between
probably next to Starbucks, but but I don't remember seeing it.
No, I remember looking in and there were a bunch of people in there.
Actually, we went to
tiny
Starbucks
store.
at DCA, didn't we?
I'm sorry?
We went to Starbucks at DCA.
We did. Because that was a really big Starbucks.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Kim Irvine is in like basically every Disney special that includes Imagineering.
Right. She's a blonde lady, but she's in all of them, and it's just really neat. She's
been around forever, and she's a legacy.
Yeah.
You know, there are a few of those.
Mm-hmm.
I believe one of Atencio's
grandchildren.
Daughter, grandchildren, or both, or something.
Right.
And whatever the other ones, iWorks and Leslie and all that. So there's some, but you know, it's still pretty special.
Mm-hmm.
So
people who go to Disneyland, or if you're planning to go to Disneyland, check it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's a cool one.
Mm-hmm. Free water park access is returning for 2026. It runs from May 26th to September 8th. And it's for both water parks, Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach.
Yeah, so they'll both be opening.
Right.
That's Memorial Day weekend, right?
Yes, it is. It's when everything's opening.
To basically Labor Day weekend.
To Labor Day weekend, yep.
Or the weekend right after.
That's Labor Day weekend.
Somewhere in there. Okay.
Yep. So it's through then. So if you're staying on property, you get water park access for your check-in day.
Yeah. Which also means if you're doing a split stay, you get it twice.
Exactly.
Or 3 times, or however many resorts you're staying at.
Exactly. So I think it's a really nice added feature.
Like, I guess technically we would get, well, they're not doing it right now, right? Or are they?
They're not doing it right, not until May 26th.
Yeah. So I guess we won't get 3. Oh, yeah, but as DVC members. But you have to be staying on points, right?
Yes.
Because we still get it, don't we?
For when?
Or is not until May 26th?
It's not until May 26th. Okay. But for our July trip, we'll get it for our July trip.
Right. Okay. And speaking of water parks.
Yep. H2O Glow After Hours is returning starting June 2nd. The dates go through September 5th. It's from 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Typhoon Lagoon on specific nights. Tickets range from $85 to $89 depending on the date. So, but you have snacks and music and
I like this.
What, you like H2O Glow?
Well, I do like H2O Glow, but I'm looking at some logistics here.
Yes.
July 3rd is one.
Yep.
That is a day that Magic Kingdom does the Symphony in the Sky.
Yes.
Fireworks.
Yes. So you have people there rather than being at Magic
Kingdom. You're trying to keep some of the crowd down there.
Yep.
Because then the next night, of course, you get fireworks at both EPCOT and Magic Kingdom.
Right.
So
I think it was a smart move.
As someone who got to work the controlled chaos at Monorail last year of people leaving, I think it's a great idea.
I do too.
Wonder how many people, so we just did that tour guide tour.
Yes.
Travel agent tour of Discovery Island. And they did something there. They did a couple of things there.
Okay.
But they did one that Disney would never do.
Which is?
They told us what the maximum allowed capacity of Discovery Cove is.
Yes, that was surprising.
1,300 people.
Yes.
Disney will never tell you how many people are in the park, what maximum capacity is. None of that.
Yeah.
They did.
You're right.
And they also gave you suggestions to sell it around people's trips to Disney and Universal, which was a very good idea for what is obviously the number 3 or 8 park in Orlando.
Right.
You know, if you count each of the parks separately.
Right.
So, you know, they knew what they were doing. But yeah, it did strike me. They told us how many people they cap capacity at in Discovery Cove, because Disney will never do that.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah.
And that's about.
But I'm excited about H2O Glow. We haven't done it in a while, but it was great when we did it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it depends on the weather, but
right. And because that's the thing you run into.
Yeah. But I mean, all the way up to September 5th.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that again is Saturday before Memorial Day, maybe? Maybe not Saturday.
I think it's Friday before Labor Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it used to be they didn't do things around those holidays. Now they are.
Yeah.
You know what else has got to be coming up really soon? In fact, I'm surprised it hasn't already happened.
What?
Halfway to Halloween.
It's supposed to be happening this week. Usually it's right around the 30th, the 28th to the 1st.
Because I feel like we're halfway, actually.
They've been putting up some little things.
It also seems like halfway to Halloween gets later every year, even though Halloween doesn't move.
Oh. Okay.
Last year, I remember us all sitting around going, they haven't done halfway to Halloween yet, and we're halfway to Halloween.
Yeah, it's usually this week-ish.
Okay.
They've been giving some hints already on social media.
Sure.
Disney Parks has.
Sure.
So, trying to have you guess when the first one is.
Let's see. I'll tell you.
They've given a hint.
All right, so let's make our guess.
Okay.
So we're looking at the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
First one shows the clock over the train station.
Yes.
It's got one hand pointed at 8 o'clock.
Right.
Or 20 minutes to 8.
Yeah.
If they're both there.
Right. But it's still pointing at an 8.
Yeah.
And there's 7 pumpkins.
Right. And if you click on the picture, it says, when the pumpkin hour chimes just right, a clock unveils secrets within sight. Check the hands, then count the patch. The harvest holds the first date to catch.
Yes.
Only the A, U, G, U, S, and T are capitalized in that, which coincidentally spell August.
What?
So it says count the patch. The harvest holds the first day to catch. Must be August 7th.
Right, because there's 7 pumpkins.
Yeah.
That would
I
make
don't
sense.
know why you have to check the hands.
Yeah.
Oh, 8-7. Haha.
Oh, 8-7.
August 7th.
Yep. All right.
It's too bad it doesn't start in June 7th. 6-7.
You know, they made sure they weren't going to do that.
I wish we would renumber the middle 2 rows on log 2 at Tiana's.
Oh, because they're 6-7?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And every kid tells you that.
Yeah.
Also, every party of 6, the kid who tells you how many people are in the group goes 6, 7s. Like
I wish that would go away.
6.
So, but then the other...
I don't think you should be able to say it if you can't explain what it means. That's my personal opinion.
I don't even know what it means.
Nobody does.
Okay.
All right, then there's another picture over here.
It's called The Collection is the name of the card.
Yeah, so you click on it. It says, on this shelf sits trinkets in dark gloom, where keepsakes rest and secrets accrue. An upcoming trove awaits to be found. Observe what's stored and look all around. Special items are coming your ways and may appear quicker the longer you gaze. So, I don't know, there's a little Maleficent doll, there's a poison apple, there's a pumpkin with a crown on it, string of pearls, jarred deadly nightshade.
There's...
I don't know if the pot and the teacup have anything to do with Beast?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
There's some octopus tentacles coming out, a Facilier hat. Ooh, with an alien on the front. Just saw that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's a shadow of an alien.
Oh, looky there. See, it said if you longer you look.
Yeah, I didn't see that before.
Yeah.
There's a purple high-heeled boot.
Yeah, I'm not quite getting
positive
that one.
who that's for either.
Right, there's a pocket watch.
Yeah, a bunch of candles.
Yeah, and then there's a necklace up at the top.
Yeah, like a brooch.
Yeah.
Maybe that's Lady Tremaine.
That's got to be Lady Tremaine.
She wears that thing.
Yeah, she wears that.
With that super high collar and all.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't blow it up.
Oh, you
either.
can't.
Oh, wait, maybe if you... Nope, it won't blow up.
Oh, look at them being
They're sneaky. But pen and ink,
a quill.
or quill and ink.
Yeah.
May not have anything to do with anything. A green cloak.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that one's about.
Yeah, but the fact you click on it doesn't do anything. I just think it's kind of...
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll
Anyway,
find out tomorrow.
Predicting August 7th, I guess.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yep. So, and it does say up at the top, the full reveal appears Tuesday, April 28th.
It does.
So tomorrow we'll find out.
Yeah, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Guess that's it for news.
Yes, that is it for news.
All right, so I guess that's all the news.
Yes.
I will say, because I can share this and be vague, since nothing else has been announced.
Okay.
We did just get today announced Rock and Roller Coaster cast member previews.
Okay.
And they said DVC and APs.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
So our sign up is May 5th.
Right.
It opens the 26th.
Yes, it does.
So I guess the others will be shortly after that. Maybe.
They usually coincide fairly close. Usually a little bit after.
Yeah.
Cast member ones.
Right.
So I haven't seen anything in the email, but.
Correct. But they just announced ours today.
Right.
So
I'll keep an eye out starting.
Yeah.
The next
and everybody
couple
else should do that also.
Yes.
So April 22nd, we did Moonlight Magic at Hollywood Studios at the Walt Disney Resort in Lake Buena Vista, Florida.
Like I said, it was my white whale, but I achieved being able to get virtual queue for it.
Yeah, it was very cool.
Yeah.
To get it.
To get it, I was very excited.
So we ended up with
total of
6 guests.
Yes, 6 guests.
Plus the 2 of us.
Right. I actually had room for a total of 10 people, including us.
Right.
So
it worked out well.
It did.
There were 3 high school girls that we told to get lost as soon as we got in.
Pretty much. They didn't want to be with us anyways.
No, and we didn't want them.
No.
And then there were 4 adults.
5 adults.
5 adults. That's right. 5 adults.
Yes.
So, all right, to start with, gates opened at...
They didn't open till 7 o'clock.
And they didn't open till 7 o'clock.
And I'll say, historically, they say that it opens at 7 or 6. They start letting people in because they don't want this back huge line of people lined up.
Hollywood Studios did not feel that way.
Oh, no. They were not even letting the first person in until 7 o'clock.
That line was backed up to the boats.
It was.
Literally.
And it didn't get shorter.
Mm-mm.
And there was people there. We got there at 6. Like I went in the park at 6 o'clock to go look for something.
Yeah.
And there were people 100 feet deep already at 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So we ended up going into the park with our annual passes and some complimentary passes for 2 of the people.
Right, because if you were already in the park or you had an annual pass, whatever the case may be, they were giving out the bands and everything back.
Which they do.
Right.
Every time they have an after-hours event.
Right.
This time they were doing it in the tunnel.
At Galaxy's Edge.
Leading to Galaxy's Edge.
And that flew through.
That was very fast. And it was a pretty good-sized line, but it was very fast there.
Right.
But everybody was already in the park. You didn't have all the people having to get their pass scanned.
Right.
Yes. Which is always a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of passes being scanned and always a problem.
Yes.
I am going to go back to something. Kind of hit back on our travel agent tour the other day.
Okay.
Right? So we talked in November about how technologically challenged Disneyland is.
Yes.
SeaWorld has the walkthrough scanners like Magic Kingdom and like Walt Disney World does.
Yes.
Disneyland is like
technology in the dark ages.
Not there. I just found that funny.
Yeah, that SeaWorld and SeaWorld can have it.
Yeah, now SeaWorld is still scanning your pass with an iPad.
Right.
But
they have the scanners to check what's in your pockets, in your bag.
Yeah, walking through.
And how Disneyland can't do it. I
don't get it.
I don't get it.
Because, man, does security take a long time there.
Yes.
So anyway, back to
Moonlight as we Magic. Come back forward to Moonlight Magic.
So we got our... okay, well, first of all...
Yes.
Yeah, we went there first.
Mm-hmm.
We then immediately turned around and went to Baseline.
Baseline Tap.
And it's a good thing we did.
Yes. Well, also we get our 3 coupons each. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. So we immediately turned around and went to Baseline Tap House Tap Room. Because.
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that we did because they closed at 8 o'clock.
Had no idea.
Yeah. And I even, when they said that, I was like, and then you're going to reopen at 9:15?
Right.
And he's like, no. But they did that for
Jollywood
Nights. They closed at park close for 15 minutes to get everybody out.
Right.
And then immediately reopened for Jollywood Nights.
Right.
Apparently that is not the norm, and they did not do that for Moonlight Magic.
So and he even said they don't do it for any after-hours events other than Jollywood Nights.
Yeah.
So that means on when they do the Hollywood after-hours that cost whatever, 100-something.
Yeah. No.
They're not open.
No Baseline.
No Baseline.
That is horrifying.
No bueno.
But we did jump in there, get a couple of drinks.
Yes. And
hang out for a little bit.
Before
we started the fun stuff.
Yes.
So we were able between, at that point, 8 o'clock and midnight, I guess, when I left.
Yeah.
When Ken and I tapped out.
Yeah. You may have tapped out a little before, but around there.
It wasn't before midnight.
Okay.
It was either midnight or a little later. I mean, I want to say it was like a half an hour before everything
Okay, that was probably about right, yeah.
So like 12:30.
Yeah.
But we rode Slinky Dog, Millennium Falcon, Rise of the Resistance,
Star Tours,
Toy Story Mania.
Yep. And
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Yep. So
all the rides you want to ride.
Yeah.
In a few hours. In 4 hours.
Right.
We didn't wait in line for anything.
No.
Mickey and Minnie may have been the longest line we waited in. Millennium Falcon, we did not stop walking until we got into Hondo's room.
Right. Actually, no, Mickey and Minnie's, we never stopped. It was Slinky, took a little while.
Slinky may have taken you guys a little bit.
And that was maybe 20 minutes.
You weren't very long.
Maybe.
So Slinky Dog, here's a thing. Here's a thing that happened.
Yeah.
They had an ice cream cart right in front of it. Right? Mickey sandwiches, Dole fruit bars, Mickey bars.
Right. All
sodas and water, I think. Maybe not. Maybe just the ice cream.
It was ice cream carts. Yeah. Both you and Ken.
So Ken and I both got a Mickey bar. Unwrap it. Try to take a bite. It falls right off the stick because it's melted.
Yeah. I mean, both like
right off the stick onto the ground, like one after another.
10 seconds of each other.
Oh, like 2 seconds of each other.
And we're like, what?
So they've got boxes sitting on top of the coolers and they're holding them and they're just like,
handing
boom,
them
boom,
out.
boom, boom, boom. Take one out of the box, hand it out. Take one out of the box, hand it out.
Right.
I understand why they're doing that. However,
they start to melt.
It was 90. It was 90 on April 22nd in Florida.
It started to get cool at the evening.
Okay, not cool enough to keep those things from melting and falling right off the stick.
No.
However, the Dole fruit bar was totally frozen.
Yeah.
And they're so good.
They're so good.
Unsung heroes of Disney snacks.
Yes.
And actually, the Mickey ice cream cookie sandwich, which I had not had in a while.
Was pretty good?
Oh, pretty good.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
But yeah, that was annoying. Here's another thing that was a little weird.
Okay.
So part of the deal, what they do now, like it used to be Moonlight Magic, you just got popcorn and ice cream bars and Cokes and water and
right.
You just walked around and got them and you bring a backpack and take home a case of Cokes with you by the time you left.
Pretty much.
Or water or whatever. So they're not exactly doing that anymore.
No.
They give you 3 snack coupons, which is plenty, by the way.
Right.
I mean, it was like a dining plan. We brought stuff home with us.
Right.
You know, because we didn't eat the stuff during the night.
No.
But I wanted some of that blue popcorn in Galaxy's Edge when we were there.
And they didn't have it for that?
You can't use your snack coupons at that popcorn booth because it is considered merchandise.
Whatever.
You also cannot use your cast member or annual pass to get a merchandise discount because it's not that kind of merchandise. Just say that place is excluded. Don't tell us that this is merchandise, not a snack, and so you can't use it.
Yeah.
Because when you call their bluff and pull out a card that would get you a discount,
right?
They also tell you it's not that kind of merchandise.
Yeah.
That was actually kind of annoying,
right?
To be honest. So, but whatever. The popcorn was good.
They do have character meet and greets.
They do.
Yes.
They had the Jawas out. So they were not the character meet.
No,
they were working the line while the characters were switching.
Which was really cool.
I don't actually know who the character meet line was for.
I'm not sure who it was for either.
But there was a long line near the bathrooms at the end of the marketplace in Galaxy's Edge for characters.
Yes.
And I don't know who the character was. No. They were not out there and I didn't ask. But there were 2 Jawas out there working the line.
And they were
trading
hilarious.
With people. They were making trades.
Yes.
So I traded them 2 of our 837 red cyber crystals for some parts of an R2-D2 figure.
Yeah, and you got an arm too for something.
Ken got the arm and gave it to me.
Okay.
I got 2 R2-D2 bodies and 1 head. So what I got is nothing.
Right.
Actually.
But still, it was really cool that they were...
And a picture.
Oh, and a picture, yes.
Yes.
But it was still very cool that they were in full costume doing
the Jawa costumes are pretty
Those
awesome.
are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that they're wandering around on May the 4th. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I would doubt that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that area is going to be so crowded, they're not going to be looking to create lines.
No, that's true.
But they were really cool. They may be like the coolest special character I've ever seen because of the way they were interacting and everything.
Right.
They were awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I pulled out the red kyber crystal, and the handler was like, "Oh, I don't know if we want that color." And the Jawa was like, nodding vigorously, rubbing his hand, hers, really, hands together,
Like, ooh, look what we're getting.
Yeah, it was very funny. So
I've got this for serious trade now.
Yeah. And then the second one, I was like, okay, I got this for whatever you've got and a picture.
Yep.
So I got a picture.
There we go.
Without having to wait in line to see him.
I know.
So that was cool.
Mm-hmm. There were other character meet and greets around. However, they were a little harder because in Hollywood studios, the character meet and greets are very dispersed.
Yes.
Because for events like this, it's a very large park to put characters.
It's funny for not being a very large park, or at least I want to put this right, not for being a park that doesn't currently have a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
It is super spread out for events like this, Jollywood Nights and
yes.
And the after hours, all of these, it's very spread out.
And I think the reason is the way the rides and everything are grouped together. So there's a lot of open courtyard spaces.
Yeah. Yeah. Like what they do with the courtyard exit at Tower of Terror for Jollywood Nights is fantastic.
Yes.
Just fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, some of those courtyard spaces are closed.
Yes.
The animation
courtyard.
So, yeah. And some of the characters just had lines, and I wanted to ride rides.
Yeah. I mean, some of them were really long. Now, there were some unique characters there, like, like there was Oswald somewhere.
Oswald was somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We didn't really worry about the characters that night. We were out there riding rides.
Yeah.
Riding rides that as pass holders, we're not waiting in line for when we go.
Right. Right.
I mean, if we're being honest, I don't know the last time I rode Rise of the Resistance. Probably May of last year. Did we have to ride it for?
Yes.
Right? For Main Street 16?
Yes.
It's probably the last time I was on it.
Yeah.
I told you when we got off, it was the first time I'd gone into the AT-AT room on the ground level in years. Like 2 or 3 years. We always get put in the side that goes up on the top.
Yeah.
So this time we did.
Mm-hmm.
It was fantastic. I think it said 20-minute wait. There's no way it was 20 minutes.
Oh, we basically didn't stop until we got into the pre-room. I mean, we stopped for a minute.
Yeah, we didn't stop until we got in there when Ray was talking to us.
Yeah. We were waiting for that door to open to get in. That was it. And it was like a minute or two.
Yeah. One of the nice things about going when it's a Moonlight Magic event like that, everybody knows the stuff.
Right, but we still watch it.
No, but you don't have everybody running to the wrong door or running in the middle of a pre-show to get to the door.
Yes.
If we did Guardians of the Galaxy,
right,
you don't have everybody leaving halfway through the pre-show.
Right.
That kind of thing. So it's nice. It makes the rides enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey and Minnie's was great.
Yeah.
Again, didn't wait.
No.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
We just didn't wait ever.
No.
Star Tours, that ride vehicle was not half full.
No.
With 5 of us in a row.
Yeah.
So for rides, 10 out of 10.
Yes.
I mean, we did every ride we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
We did.
And the girls
rode. Wait.
Yeah, the girls rode Tower of Terror 3 times.
Right.
I'm not sure what else they rode.
They did Rise of the Resistance, I know. They waited a little longer than we did, but they did it like very first thing.
Yeah, and that's why.
They like rope dropped it, which means they went when the park was still open.
Yeah.
We had some drinks while the park was open. We wandered around a little bit, and then when everybody else left, we did our thing.
We headed into Galaxy's Edge when it just gotten dark.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I love going to Galaxy's Edge, is when it's dark. That park looks, that area, to me, it looks better at night.
Oh, it absolutely does.
With all the lights, and then you...
And to be honest with you, it is second to Pandora of any area in the 4 parks.
Right. Because then, you hear all the sounds that are going on, and there's not as many people, so you hear more of these sounds.
Yeah.
And they're off in the darkness, so you're not sure where they're coming from. So it really makes it really...
Yeah, no, it's
cool.
very cool.
It's really the best way to describe it. It's just
and
cool.
The stores, Dakondars didn't have lines. Nothing had lines.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing had lines.
Right.
It was what Moonlight Magic is supposed to be.
Right.
For the wait times.
Yes.
Now the snacks.
Yes, there were a couple downfalls on this one.
Yeah, so we've talked about a couple of them. Mm-hmm. Melted ice cream bars. And
right. There were...
things not being included that just didn't make sense.
Right. There were specialty items at some places.
Right.
One of them was Docking Bay 7. However, Docking Bay 7...
closed at 9 o'clock.
Closed at 9 o'clock and closed the queue to get in at 8:50.
They closed early. They did not even stay open until 9 o'clock. They closed early. So we had 2 people who really wanted the snack in there.
Right.
And couldn't get it because by the time the event was really started,
right,
they closed.
The event technically started at 9 p.m.
Right.
So that was very frustrating. Then there was another one. There was a waffle cone or a funnel cake or something at Epic Eats, which is basically the little stand right next to Indiana Jones. The line was probably 50 people long.
Yeah.
And not moving because they ran ahead to go get it. By the time we got there, they're like, we haven't moved an inch.
Right.
So having those specialty items, they needed to have them at more than one place.
Well, if you were going to have a specialty item, first of all, if your other specialty item is actually available during the event.
Right.
It takes part of the other line away, right?
Right. Right.
At least spreads it out some.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty bad when you have a specialty item that is not available when you advertise it and it's not available during the event.
Right.
That's definitely the biggest negative of the event for me.
Yes.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, well, where can I use my snack coupons for? And then basically when you get to later in the evening, the only options are down on Sunset Boulevard. You're going to get French fries and something, which is about your only option.
Right.
Then come to find out, because like the girls had been given all these coupons and we go to leave and they just kind of, with all their stuff, they threw the coupons away because there was nothing else left to eat.
Yeah.
At the exit, they were handing out pretzels and almonds and pecans for exchange for the coupons, but nobody knew they were there. So the girls had thrown away probably 7 or 8 coupons.
Yeah.
And we all would have liked to have taken those home with us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't do a lot of events there. I mean, they don't do, like Animal Kingdom does a ton of Moonlight Magics at.
Sure. But
you would think they would know how to coordinate this a little better.
So they do Moonlight Magic there.
Mm-hmm.
They have in the past.
Right.
And I guarantee you that people talk to people in other parks. Hey,
right.
How do you guys handle this?
Right.
What do you guys do about this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they don't, they definitely should.
Right.
Right. You know, you would like to think that all the roller coaster people get together every once in a while and talk about, hey, you know what we've been doing?
Right.
So,
how about not put them at the exit? Put them at the corner of Sunset and Hollywood.
Well, bringing that up at Animal Kingdom,
mm-hmm.
It's in the middle of the park. It's not at the exit.
Right.
You know, now I'm glad that they acknowledge that people are not spending all their coupons.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
So here's a thing.
Okay.
Just referencing. So Moonlight Magic, you have to have your direct points.
Right.
DVC Lounge, direct points.
Yes.
Bay Lake Tower, apparently.
Yes.
Now, from what I hear, totally. I'm not sure that what I read on Facebook is accurate, but that's what the woman said.
No, you have to, well, depend, certain.
You don't always have to be staying at Bay Lake Tower.
No. On certain.
I think it's still, well, yeah, New Year's, 4th of July, whatever.
Right.
And I think it's still a bit confusing as to whether you have to be staying on points or just have your membership magic status.
I think they were doing it and they just recently changed. It was, you could come up if you're a DVC owner.
Right.
Now they've changed it. You do actually have to be staying on points.
So that's what it used to be.
Right. And then
before you had to be staying on property on point.
Right. And then they kind of dispersed that for a while. And now I think all of a sudden they realized, wait a minute, there's people coming up here that maybe shouldn't be up here. It's not one of the privileges.
Right.
That if you don't own direct and meet membership magic, you shouldn't be allowed to go up there.
Well, that was announced when it reopened.
Yeah.
That was the rule from now on.
Right. So now they've actually are enforcing the rules that it should be all along.
Right. But, you know, it's always been said, don't buy for the perks. And that's true. But man, the perks are getting better.
They are getting better. For a while, they were very weak.
Well, yeah. And I mean, you know, let's be honest. 5 years ago, it was very weak there.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Yes.
But, I mean, the Moonlight Magic, the lounges, you know, now we've got 2.
Mm-hmm.
One brand new one redone one.
Right. Which
we have been told there are 2 more coming.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't heard much about that since, and it seems like the kind of thing that you would be announcing like right now.
Yeah. I think maybe they're letting for Animal Kingdom getting farther along with Tropical Americas, and then maybe they'll announce it.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense.
Yeah, right. But the perks are getting better.
Yeah, they are.
So, yeah, I'm happy about it.
I am too.
You know, more value.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Definitely more value.
And I haven't noticed, as I joked about a month ago, a little more than that, I haven't noticed any difference at work since Mr. DeMauro became the boss.
Is that good or bad?
It's fine. I'm just saying, like, it's not like he came in and made wholesale changes.
Right.
Right? Nothing majorly announced or anything that wasn't already in the pipeline.
Okay.
But from the conversation I had with him 5.5 years ago,
right,
I think you're going to see more value for things.
Okay.
More value in being a direct DVC member with, you know, more, maybe not more perks. And they're going to try things, and if people continue to abuse them, they'll take them away, like the fast passes for the scavenger hunt they were doing that was not announced until everybody had to tell it on Facebook, and
now they've taken it away.
Now it's gone because it gets abused.
Right.
But, I think you're going to see things more like that.
Mm-hmm.
We had people in the middle of the afternoon on Saturday. We were a little overstaffed, which is good because it gives you a chance to go in and do your D-Learn, not really training things. It's more like refreshers.
Okay.
How to use a fire extinguisher, or how to pick up a box safely, or, that kind of stuff. Stuff you learned when you started, and you go in and do like a 15-minute little thing on the computer.
Right.
Refresher. But we were able to get those things done, and we had people out pin trading. We had a big old, pin board, and people were getting tasked to go pin trade for 20 or 30 minutes,
Cool.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that before. I've had, what do we call it, Bayou Bypass, where you go pick a family and take them up the exit and, skip the line with them and stuff.
Right.
I've done that before, but we had people just out pin trading the other day because we had some extra people.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I think Josh has a different view of the guest and how important the guests are. And I think you're going to see more of that.
I hope so.
I think. I may be dead wrong.
I hope so.
It may be that when you get in that position, you have great plans, and then reality hits and it doesn't happen. I don't know, but I think you'll see more of that. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. You're the one that had to spend all morning online trying to get these in the virtual queue, get into Moonlight Magic.
Yeah.
Is it worth all that?
Yes.
That's it.
Well, okay. I really do feel it's worth it because I enjoy being able to take our friends to an event that they may not be able to go to. Like most people aren't able to experience being able to walk on rides like that. So
we aren't. If we had gotten fast passes, lightning lanes, short of maybe the premier pass, which you would never ever buy for Hollywood Studios, it has like 9 rides.
Right.
But even if you had, you're not going to go on both Star Wars rides, 2 of the 3 Toy Story rides, and we only went on 2 of the 3 because we didn't want to do the third one.
Right.
Mickey and Minnie's. Like you're not going to do all those. Even with lightning lanes, you're just not going to be able to fit them all in. They're going to sell out lightning lanes for a ride or
right.
And we did them all in 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
With time to just sit around and eat a snack or get a drink or,
And we weren't
whatever.
like trying to hustle to get there. We're just walking and, casually walking and doing it.
Yeah, we weren't in any hurry.
No.
We just were like, okay, well, let's go to Star Wars now. Okay, let's go to Doc Ondar's. Let's go ride Millennium Falcon. You know what my biggest disappointment of the night was, other than the ice cream bar?
What?
Only having 5 of us and not being able to do Chewy mode.
I know. If Kim had shown up, we would have been able to do Chewy mode.
Well, sorry that she had a class, but but yeah, I mean, that was,
yeah,
like it was I don't want to say a perfect night, but it was as close as we've had in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So
that rides were actually remained opening too.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is funny because 2 days later, that was not the case.
Right.
A little lightning and all of a sudden things are closed everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Which is also okay, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Until all the outdoor rides close because there's lightning in the area and then Haunted Mansion and Space Mountain go down.
Right. That causes problems.
Oh, that became a mess.
So
That Magic Kingdom, that became a huge mess.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I will say it again. The cast members need to do a better job of explaining what the select experiences,
yes,
lightning lanes are good for. And I don't want to put it on the guests, but the guests need to be able to look at the app and see.
Yeah.
So like, if you booked with a travel agent, that's one of those things travel agents should like in your list. Hey, by the way, when this happens, because it's going to on your trip.
Right.
Go in the app and see what it's good for. Don't just assume that you can't, because Space Mountain is tier 2.
Yes.
Tiana's is not. Also, there is no more Splash Mountain. So if you pick an S mountain, that's Space Mountain. Don't come to Tiana's with your with your lightning lane. It's the wrong place.
Yeah.
Splash Mountain is gone. All right. Anything else to add?
Nope. I think that covers it.
All righty. Well, that is going to wrap up episode 252 of the Mickey File podcast. If you enjoyed listening to us, go to Apple, drop a little 5-star rating or review on there for us. If you would, it helps people to find us. We haven't mentioned that in a while. Instagram, we are MickeyFile_podcast. Same thing at TikTok. Those two are getting the same but different content. Mostly the same video, but with some different text and captionings. We have a YouTube channel. I don't know what it is. It's some, /UB40TNT, whatever, long code. It's not a name. So just go to YouTube, search for Mickey File Podcast. Facebook, we have Mickey File Podcast group and the Mickey File Podcast Facebook page. And our email address is mickeyfilepodcast, all one word, @gmail.com. Stay in the dang boats.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.